Board Member Bolduc, and then I'll do Board Member Pearson.
All right, I've got 5-ish things. So one, a court did challenge the law, but that was not settled. It's up on appeal. Being debated and is hopefully maybe possibly settled by April. We were asked, this board was asked before the ruling came out to consider waiting until the appeal was settled. So, or to consider that there was appeal to be made before it was ever settled. So you can't have it both ways. Right now, the problem with the proposed policy would be the same problem with the policy as currently written. This board is looking at changing the makeup of a committee. We will fall into line as a board with whatever the courts and the state come back with regards to legislation, because we do need to be in line with the law. So it is changeable on either policy after we vote, once this is settled. For now, it is actually transparency. It's transparent to say, we want a committee as the board who is responsible for what is in our libraries and what our children have access to, which is not a ban. Children have lots of access to lots of books in lots of places that aren't necessarily our school library. We are responsible for what they see when they're in our libraries. I had 2 constituents come up here and speak and say, we don't think that any parent should be determining what students have access to or don't have access to. Exactly. If you're deciding that certain things should be accessible, that many other parents would object to because it has graphic sexual content, and I'm not talking about references to a rape, references to sex. The one book that we voted to remove was not a reference. They talked about stalagmite penises. That is not appropriate for anyone in a school setting to be reading. Some people might have a problem with the fact that I said it at a school board meeting. And by the way, speaking of literary value, penis is not a high school level or college level word. We are not keeping our children from becoming literate because they're not reading graphic sexual content. So this committee is meant to be an extension of the board, who are elected officials by the people of our districts to determine what's safe for our children. It would be disingenuous for us to not choose someone who we think is going to make the right decisions for our children. So yes, we want to pick the member of the committee that represents our district. That's transparent. That's telling you what we are looking for, okay? So that's not political maneuvering. It would be disingenuous to say, oh yeah, let's just have a random committee and then just, oh, I'll just overturn the decision if I don't like it. Yes, we can do that. What we've suggested here makes the whole process transparent to everyone. Regarding racism, the one book, again, one, that has been removed from our schools, which is still accessible, I can say that word, it's getting late, in many other forums, was written by a white woman. I don't know how anyone can call it prejudiced and racist to remove it. Victimization, I'm gonna tell you, yes, that last book was about a victim of incest and rape and very horrible sexual activities against a minor. I read a book in college that was almost as bad. I was required to read that for a class, and it was college. That same book is available in some of our high schools. I was uncomfortable with it as a college student, and I had to read it. And it's college, so that's fair. Our parents have a right to determine what their children should be able to read. In no way are your rights being violated as a parent if you have access to that book in other locations. But if you're a parent who would object to graphic sexual content that is in schools, your rights are being violated if we allow it.